Hello everyone! Today we are going to explain how to use CRT to enable its logging feature to prevent any changes in the device in the future. If the boss asks us if we change the configuration, we won't have any evidence. So in this process, when we connect to the device in the future, if we encounter a real machine, we say the real machine looks like this. We set it up here on the right shoulder, and what we will see in the future is a square box like this. But if I want to debug through the command line in the future, then I need to connect to the console port during this process. So today, we will use CRT in combination with our ESP to show everyone how to save its log. In this process, after we open CRT, it will require us to connect. If in the future you want to connect to the devices in our ESP, during this process, we choose the protocol NIGHT. After selecting it, it will ask us to enter a host name. Since this ESP is on our own computer, we need to enter 127.0.0021 here, which indicates that it is a software on our own computer. Besides this, we also need our port number. How do we find this port number? Remember, on the device you want to configure, right-click and select Settings. In this process, there is a config 2000, which is its port number. During this process, we enter this 2000 port number. Here we proceed to make a connection. Once connected, if in the future we want to save logs, to avoid being easily blamed by others, we need to first open the file. In the process of logging, we first need to find a place where we want to save the logs in the future. For example, here I save it to my desktop, and then click Save to save it. After saving in this process, there is a drawing setting when you right-click. Once you click into it, within the log folder, we first select a location for the log. For instance, in this process, we just saved it on our desktop. So after making a selection here, you click Save, but that's not the end of it. Now, if during this process we need to add a little something at the end, then here, after the path, we choose to input this phrase. Remember, what is this for in this process? This is to ensure it automatically records accurately according to our year and month divisions. And here, you need to select the option to automatically log our records upon startup. Besides this, in the bottom right corner, we also need to fill in another section. This means that in the future, I want it to record at a specific hour, minute, and second. So, during this process, this is how I need to connect it. Additionally, when filling this out, it's best to use lowercase letters. Once everything is set up, we click OK here. In the future, when I press Enter here, I will enter the device itself, specifically the SW1 switch. After entering this device, if I make any modifications, such as entering the system view to configure some minor details, during this process, if I configure a VLAN 10 and assign it an IP address. Now, during this process, let's say we assign it an IP address of 192.168.1.124. If, during this process, you notice while configuring, hey, why does entering one line seem like entering two lines? At this point, we can pause the connection first. After pausing the connection, remember to click on Net during the setup, select the option to enforce a single character, and click OK. Now, within this context, we attempt to reconnect. Now, during this process, let's take another look. We need to access its microinterface to configure it, for example, the IP address. 192.168.1.1 with a 24-bit subnet. So has it been successfully configured here now? Okay, now during this process, we open the log and let's take a look. Inside, it clearly saves everything we just configured. In the future, if such issues are blamed on you, you should know how to handle it, right? These are some small tips for using CRT. If you want an installation package and installation tutorial for CRT, including if you want to learn more about Huawei certification related knowledge and the Huawei certification database in the future, you can send me a private message or leave a comment below our video.